Hi friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is Juno and this is Junodrum Intuitive Arts. Today we are going to be doing a Pick a Card Tarot reading, deciding what will happen this year. What can you expect for 2025? For the year ahead, what are some themes and some understandings that you can understand here? So take a look at the piles here. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Go ahead now and choose which pile is calling out to you. Whichever one you feel the most drawn to, go down to the description section of this video. There you will find a link to where in the reading is your pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. Go ahead and click that now. If you need a little bit of extra time deciding, you can either pause the video here or click the link in the description section to the extended card selection at the end of the video. There you can watch for a longer amount of time to decide what is your pile. So go ahead and choose now, and I will meet you in your reading. See you there. Hi there, pile number 1. Let's dive straight into it. So, you chose the card with the Judgment card. So for you, the biggest theme for the year that we're going to get into here is understanding that this year is going to be all about creating a new paradigm for yourself where you understand things from a new perspective. You are shifting from an old way of understanding things and creating and gaining a whole new way of being. There's a huge transformation and a shift for you this year that's going to be really, really big. And that shift and change is going to come from a place of understanding things differently. So this year, you're going to be creating for yourself a new understanding of past events. With the thing about the Judgment card is it's all about understanding where you've come from in a new way. So the experiences that you've gone through along the journey that you're on have shifted and changed you in such a way that you gain a clear understanding of self that maybe before was not possible. So something about this year is going to show you that the journey that you've been on has not been for naught, right? That the struggles and triumphs and all of the things that you've gone through in the past, good, bad, all of it, they've come to create for you a new understanding and dynamic of self that's going to be really powerful. And this year is going to be the year where you really shift that train of thought and create an understanding for yourself that's more complex. So let's get into it a little bit further here. The Judgment card here represents the overall theme, and we'll deal with that later. So let's see, these 4 are going to represent what 4 things are happening for you. The first, second, and third quarter. We're going to put that over there for now. First, second, third, and fourth. So for you this year, the year starts out with you feeling a little bit burnt out. So as you begin this year, this is going to be pretty known energy. So if this doesn't feel like it resonates, there could be another pile for you. But for many people watching, there's something going on in your life where you've been working too hard, you've put too much into something, and you are feeling burnt out, you're feeling drained, you're feeling like you don't know what is going on, and you've done too much and you don't have any more energy left. And so you're starting the year from this place of feeling as though, how could you possibly put any more work into this, right? That there's no way for you to move forward feeling wise. Now, it doesn't mean that's necessarily true. The thing about this card is it's a very dramatic card. This burnt out energy, usually it comes in and we feel as though there's no movement for us at all. We feel as though nothing could ever work. We feel as though we can't move forward in any possibility, right? So it's leaving you feeling like that. That's how you're starting the year. But like we showed with that intro, this is about transforming that. So there's something going on that's going to help you transform out of that energy. As we go to the second quarter of the year, maybe April, May into June, you start to have a new beginning coming to you. You have this ability to gain a new perspective in your emotional sphere. So something about putting in too much work into one area and leaving you feeling a bit burnt out. opens you up to this possibility of creating for yourself a new connection to happiness, a new connection to positive energy within you, and into your channeling into your emotions. So you have a new beginning in your emotional sphere. So maybe you're learning how to balance and juggle the things in your life that are causing you so much pain, especially emotionally, internal pain. You're learning how to flow through that and come to a new perspective in that. So as you do that, I think maybe you start to let some things go. Maybe you start to prioritize yourself and your emotional well-being over that of other people. And so as the year continues, you gain an understanding of self where you are giving yourself as much time and space for your emotional body and your emotional sphere as possible. And that gives you this power to create for yourself a really amazing and wonderful moment, because it leads into the third quarter of the year, which is beautiful. So June, July, August, um, into September, you have this beautiful ultimate abundance energy. So something that you've been working on, maybe you felt burnt out about it at the beginning of the year, you move to this new place with it, this new energy and this new emotional fulfillment through it. And it leaves you into this place of feeling really like you can make things happen, like you are building for yourself this powerful sense of ability that creates this wonderful possibilities into the future that can be then taken and moved in any direction. So you have this like really great abundance moment coming in the third quarter of the year that allows you to feel like you can bask in your own private garden. Now, the thing about this is a person who's enjoying all the fruits of their labor on their own. So don't feel as though you have to do everything for everyone else. And that could be a part of this as well. That by this third quarter of the year, maybe you go off it alone and it might be a little bit lonely sometimes to do things alone. But ultimately, it ends up being this really satisfying energy because you feel really strong and confident in yourself. And you can take all of that feelings and emotions and energy that you gain from that and put it into a new sense of stability, a new sense of self. So this is a really wonderful period for you opening up that is giving you this really amazing possibility towards creating for yourself a positive energy and a positive spin. So really you can take that into consideration and use that to guide you forward, because by the end of the year you've got this temperance energy which coincides very, very well with the judgment card, which I can't show all the art in. But with that judgment card here and the temperance together, this year it ends culminating in this ability to transform any kind of setback and any kind of difficulty into positive energy moving you forward, that you can create any lemonade out of the lemons that life throws you. So really not letting negative thoughts and negative things get you down, but instead transforming those things into something powerful and amazing. And so I think as you start the year feeling a bit burnt out, you end the year feeling confident in the things that were burning you out before, not getting you down in the same way, because you have this ability to transform and create for yourself any possible thing that life throws you. You can make it into anything else that you need for yourself. You don't have to let it block you in any one way, that you can create a powerful, positive momentum for you moving forward. Now, you've got some more cards we'll go through real quick, some more themes for the year. So that's your first, second, third quarter, fourth quarter, all of them. Let's see what else is coming in for the year. Some more themes, some more themes. So we have the King of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah. So I think that for you, the biggest thing to keep in mind for 2025 for you is to be in your King of Wands energy. What is that? He's a powerful manifester. He follows his heart, he follows his passions to make things happen. He doesn't let anyone or anything get him down. He transforms himself and his world based on the needs that he has within him. So take stock in your passions and your drives, your inspirations and your dreams, and really go for it this year. Really put yourself out there, because by the end of the year, I think it's really going to pay off. Even in the second half of the year, you're going to start seeing those rewards for it. Now you have the Two of Wands, which is a journeying card. It could mean travel as well. Travel could mean something to you this year, moving, changing place, but also inward journeys, especially with that Judgment card, taking the time to have these inward transformations and moving the mind to where it needs to go to become who you are becoming, to allow yourself to transform and move in a different way and do things differently so that you can become who you are in a really powerful, positive motion this year. Finally, you have the Ace of Swords, which is a more new beginnings energy. So with these two aces together, this year is going to be all about transforming yourself and starting from new, taking a new start, a new journey, a new understanding, a new way of doing things. And this is a new thought process, a new mind. As I keep saying, that transformation is in the mind for you, for sure. This year is going to be all about transforming your mental state. Making sure that you are creating a positive thought environment within you and not taking too, not the thing about positive thoughts and stuff is like you don't have to pretend like the negative thoughts aren't there, but instead it's like learning how to take less stock in them, right? So like anytime you have negative self-talk coming in, learning how to see it, recognize it in mindfulness practices, see it, recognize it, and let it go, right? Like, okay, and it doesn't have to be you. You don't have to identify with the negative thoughts either, which is really important. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. So I think this year is going to be really big for you to open up and transform that thought process and make sure that you are learning how to do that. You might want to look into some kind of mindfulness or meditative practice. Something like that could really help you out this year. So anyway, we got two more cards here from the Forest Fae deck. We have the Northwood Fae. Take time for hibernation and healing. So this year, make sure that you're getting enough rest. I think that's huge as you're going to be doing these big internal transformations this year. Take as much time as you can towards resting, rejuvenating, and recouping your energy because that's going to be so huge. Finally, we have the Spirit Familiar. Seek loving connection and cherish friendships. So, having really great connections with other people is going to be huge for you this year, too, especially if you're doing this inward work and you're doing inner journeys and changing your mind and changing your perspective and doing things differently. Um, Going out and finding the like minded people who are on the same page as you could be really, really helpful. Meeting with friends and family who are cheering you on and Um, are doing the same thing, or are helping you out, who have that same kind of mindset and energy is going to be really huge in helping you transform where you're at. So anyway, pile number one, I'm going to leave you there. I hope you have an excellent 2025 ahead. I hope that this reading resonates. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you think either way. I love hearing from everybody. Go ahead and check out the Patreon. There's not a lot up there yet, but it's coming together. So if you want a private reading from me, you can get them through my Patreon. Go ahead and check that out. Link in the description. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Our subscriptions really help. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. And go ahead and continue to watch the channel. It's really helpful. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I will catch you later. Bye. Hey there, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. So let's take a look and see what you can expect for 2025. What is the main theme for your 2025? For you, the main theme is the Page of Wands. So for you, 2025 is going to be all about starting new, starting fresh. You have a new beginning in the passions and the mind, and you're learning how to do things differently too. So the page is a student energy. So for you, 2025, the main theme for you is going to be embracing the student mindset. A student doesn't really know everything yet, right? And they're ready and willing to learn as much as they can about this thing. So even if you feel like you're very far along on a project or what you're working on or your inspirations and your dreams, if you've been working a long time at something, that's okay. This is going to be all about embracing a new way of thinking about things, a new way of doing things, a new way of putting yourself out there and learning how to do that and embracing learning new things because the world is always changing. People are always changing. And we can always be in the student energy and use that learning new things to gain a new perspective and to push us forward. So for you, the biggest theme for you is going to be learning new things, doing things differently, learning things differently, and embracing your passions and your dreams in a new way. So, first things first, we're going to look at the 4 quarters of the year, and then we'll get some more messages. So the first quarter for you is the 8 of Cups. The second quarter is the World. The third quarter is the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands in most decks. That's great to have these two together. And the last quarter of the year is the 8 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so For you, the year starts out with you moving away from something, moving on. So I think this new journey and new start towards your inspirations, it comes from leaving some things behind. So as the year begins, the first 3 months of the year, you're going to be letting go of certain things that are no longer resonating with you, letting go of certain things in your life that are no longer working or are not what need to be there. Really allowing yourself to look at the things in your life that you're doing that don't make sense anymore, look at the things in your life that you have that you don't want anymore, and really letting things go. Because I think that in order to really solidify this new journey and go off onto this new perspective and do these new things and have this new reality for yourself, it's going to necessitate letting go of the things that don't work. And sometimes with the Eight of Cups, it can be a little bit challenging to let go of certain things, uh, because there's so much that you want, right? There's so much in life that you want to have happen, and there's so many things that you want to do, um and we get really locked in a sense of identity around the things that we wanted a long time ago that maybe we've been working on for a long time, and maybe they're just not where we are anymore, and maybe we didn't achieve a certain goal that we wanted to do years ago, and we are still putting in all the time and the effort in that thing, but then it just doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't resonate. It's not what we want anymore. I think having the courage and the strength to let some of those things go that aren't working or aren't there or really aren't what you want now, and just understanding that and letting yourself know that and really embracing that idea and that place that you're in. I think it's really big for you because it opens up this whole new world that's going to bring in all the things you really do want and maybe that you want now, and allowing yourself to change and transform and not be the same person that you've always been and do things differently, even if that's hard. It ultimately allows you to be in this really strong place that you can then go out and find the things that really mean something to you. So I think that as soon as you do that kind of thing in the first 3 months of the year, as you give yourself that time and that space to let those things go, to let go of things, to move on from things, it opens you up to a whole new chapter in life because you're leveling up. The second quarter of the year, so April, May, June-ish, um, you have this ability to transform onto the next level. You're moving up, you're leveling up, you're graduating on to the next thing. So I think that as you cross your T's and dot your I's and tie up any loose ends in the first part of the year, it gives you this opportunity in the second half or second quarter to really embrace the change, embrace the difference, move on to something different, move into the new thing, create for yourself a new reality, a new understanding, a new idea that the second quarter of the year, you're really leveling up. You're doing something different. You're moving on to the next level of whatever it is you're working on and creating for yourself a whole new paradigm that opens you up to this. And I think it's embracing this student energy and this change energy and embracing your dreams and embracing the drive to move into something new opens up this whole new world for you that you can't even imagine without doing this work at the beginning. So it really, by letting things go and being in this complete empty place, it really does open up all of these things for you in this really large, wonderful level that you can then take and put out into whatever direction you want to go in. So the second quarter of the year is really this like embracing this open energy, this open perspective of all things are possible, that any idea is possible, that any place you want to go, you can, really opening yourself up to that. Like the second quarter of the year really has all of the capability for you to be able to do that. And that moves you into the third quarter of the year, which is the King of Wands, which is this master manifestation energy. So I think as if you embrace the student energy and the curiosity for the whole year, and you start your year with that curiosity, being curious about the things you're ready to let go of, and moving up and moving on, by the third quarter of the year, you're really in your own strength and on a roll in whatever it is you're building and creating for yourself and manifesting. And you're really on this powerful manifestation energy with this part of the year that you can then take and push out and push on to whatever direction you need for yourself. So it opens up this really amazing path that you can then take and transform for yourself in any direction that is really big and really huge and creates this infinite possibility energy for yourself that you can then take and run with in any direction. So really, I think that as long as you decide to do this type of work and you really put yourself into that work at the beginning, by the third quarter of the year, you're really seeing results. You're really pushing through it. You're really moving into some really powerful energy. And that leads you to the end of the year, which is interesting. The last quarter of the year, I think, is going to be a little bit more reserved. I think that as you do this work, like the whole year is about this transformation for you and moving up and moving on and moving into this new thing. By the end of the year, I think you're going to need a little bit of a break because this is a stuck card, but I don't necessarily see it that way from this deck. In this deck, it's a transformation card because it's got the butterfly chrysalis. So this card in this deck really does mean transforming yourself into something new. So I think this whole year is about leveling you up into this next level energy. And by the end of the year, you might need to take a step back because the third quarter is going to be really heavy in manifestation energy. So the last quarter of the year, I think you're going to want to take a step back and really let yourself process all of the changes that you've made throughout the year and process this culmination energy and really move into that. And I think then you'll be able to move up and out into the next year after that, into this really powerful place even further. So I think that by the end of the year, you're going to be a little bit tired from all of the pushing and transforming you've been doing. So I think you'll probably want to take some time and rest for yourself to really kind of recuperate your energy and fully catalyze that transformation. But I think this whole year is going to be really powerful in giving you the tools necessary to feel really secure and stable in yourself and in your abilities. And you'll be able to use that and push it forward into the next place for you that's going to be really powerful and really insightful for you. So we got some more cards. Let's see. These are more themes for the year, some more understandings. You've got the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups here. Actually, just I think with a view, we'll move these down for now. You've got the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Magician. So for you, some powerful themes for you. With the Magician, it really is showing you that you have the power and the capability to create and make anything that you need for yourself. So really take the time and the energy that you need to make any transformations, and you can manifest anything. You can make anything happen. So if you need to let some things go, I mean, you will need to let some things go at the beginning of the year to really kind of become in your solid place. But once you do that kind of energy and that work, you'll be able to transform and open up into this infinite possibilities energy where you can create anything for yourself in a really positive and beautiful way. Now you have the Knight of Cups. So that's showing that the movement in this whole year for you, the movement in the energy for you is in the emotional sphere, in your emotions. And so I think it's going to be really important for you to do any kind of emotional work that you need to do to enter into this transformation, especially if at the beginning of the year it's really challenging to let go of certain things. Give yourself the time and the space to feel all of your feelings, everything you need to feel, even if they're challenging, even if they feel like negative emotions. Give yourself the space to at least feel them because you have to feel it to let it go. Now, you don't need to wallow in it, right? Definitely don't wallow in it, but give yourself time to do it. If you need to cry, give yourself time to cry. If you need to yell, go off on your own into a quiet place where there's nobody listening and yell. If you need to scream in your pillow, do it. If you need to punch a pillow, do it, right? Like do the emotional work that you need to do because that's going to release things in a way that's going to catalyze you to be able to move up and on into that graduation next level energy with the world card in the second part of the year. So give yourself the space to do that and feel the happiness that comes in. Give yourself the time to do that. Feel all of the things you need to feel. It's so important. Finally, with the Three of Pentacles, you have the ability to meet with like-minded people this year as well. So don't go it all alone. I think that's going to be really huge. With that student energy, seek out people who are doing the things you want to do and ask for assistance because you might be assistance to them as well. I think it's like this card is all about meeting with others and building strong foundations for the future. So you have this powerful ability this year to build strong, powerful connections with other people who are doing the things that you want to do and working together to create some really amazing things. So, really, don't be afraid to reach out to support structures. Don't be afraid to find new friends, to make new friends who are doing the same kind of thing, to make new partnerships, to meet with people for that kind of thing, because that's going to really help you build whatever it is you need to build for this year. And connecting with others is going to be a really important piece of that. Now we have two more oracle cards here from the Forest Fae deck for some advice for the year. First up, we have the Silent One. Watch the shifting shadows and be a caretaker of silence. So being a caretaker of silence, I think, is big. taking the time out for yourself to be in a quiet place cultivate a sense of silence for yourself could be really huge. And maybe, not letting everybody know what you're working on could be big too. I think as you're letting things go, you don't have to tell everybody everything that you're doing. Um, Take some time to, obviously do tell some people, right? Because you got to meet with others to create this stuff. But, you don't have to tell everybody, especially if you have any naysayers in your life, like maybe don't tell them all of your ideas and your thoughts because they might shoot them down. Instead, find the people who are going to be supportive and maybe tell them and get your advice and your feedback from those who are going to be supportive for you. Really be selective about who you talk to about the things that you're working on. I think that's going to be really helpful for you this year. Finally, we have the Forest Walker. Keep courage, be gentle. Yeah, so be gentle with yourself, be gentle with the world, but keep courage. Be courageous in the steps and moves. Like really, I think you have the power and the capability here to make really, really big moves and shifts for yourself. They're going to be very positive for many, many years to come. So have the courage and the strength within you to make those moves because you can do it. You can become anything you need to. You can move into anything that you need to. Have the courage to make the steps, to make the moves because it's all lining up for you this year to be able to do that. So take the time to do it. Have the energy to do it because you can do it. Have faith in yourself even in those days where you don't think that things are working. Be gentle with yourself. Take some time out for yourself for silence. Learn to quiet that mind a little bit, quiet any negative thoughts that might be coming in, and come back into a sense of self, a sense of peace. I think that's going to be really helpful. So, anyway, pile number 2, I'm going to leave you there. I hope you have an excellent 2025. That was my reading for me. Let me know in the comments what you think. The more people that comment, the more these videos get out there. So, it's really helpful. And I'll comment back, even if it's just a couple emojis. I'll give you some emojis back. If you like this video, give it a like. Those likes help the algorithm as well. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. That's very helpful. And if you would like a private reading from me, I'm currently offering them through my Patreon. You can find information for that in the description section. And that's it for me. There's so much more to come, so keep tuned to the channel for more content. Thank you so much. Catch you later. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading for what to expect from 2025. So, first up, what is the main theme for you this year? For you, pile number 3, the main theme is the High Priestess. So, you are going to be tuning into your intuition this year and keeping in mind and a clear understanding and perspective of your intuition is going to be so huge for you. So, take the time this year to really incorporate all that you can to connect into your inner mind, your inner being, and to your spiritual center, your spiritual place, connecting to spirituality, maybe psychic development, any of this kind of work, I think is going to be really, really powerful for you this year. So take the time to really do that. Take the time for silence. Maybe a meditation practice could be huge in transforming your perspective this year. To take some time to quiet the mind, to go within, to understand things on a deeper level, and really take some time to do that. The more that you can do that this year, I think the stronger you're going to feel and the more connected you're going to be. I think it's going to be a very spiritual, strong, psychic kind of year for you. So take the time to develop that connection and that intuition because it's so powerful. And the more that you do that, the more that it's going to be leaving you feeling connected and creative and like all things are possible. So take the time this year to really tune into your intuition. That's your biggest theme for the year. So let's take a look first at these cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. These are going to show us what to expect for the year. So we have the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Okay. So with the first quarter of the year, you are connecting in with some kind of partnership. So this could be romantic for some people. Take this as it resonates. If it's not a romance, that's okay. But for some people, this is connecting deeper on a romantic level to some kind of partner. But it can also be some kind of business partnership or connecting with somebody else on that level as well. But there's something to do with other people and connecting in with love as well. The Two of Cups can also mean a deeper connection with self. as well. So it could be connecting with the deeper parts of the self and allowing all parts of yourself to be together. Now, with this High Priestess card, I do think, regardless of whether you're deepening your romantic connections with anybody at the beginning part of the year, I think for everybody watching, I think this is going to be a big time to connect into the inner being of self and taking some time to connect and transform within your own inner being and your own inner mindset is going to be huge. So take some time at the beginning part of the year. The first 3 months of the year are going to be all about going within, doing this inward journey, understanding yourself on a deeper level, taking the time and the space and the energy to do that kind of work, to connect into your sense of self, to connect into your being, your inner being, and use that to move yourself forward. I think that's going to be really big. So as much as you have any kind of feelings of unknowns or feelings of you don't understand what's going on or you don't like what's going on within yourself, interesting. I think that this is going to be an amazing time for you to take stock of that. You know, what are the parts of yourself that you don't like and why? You know, I think the beginning part of the year might be a really great opportunity for you to really ask yourself those deep questions, even if they're difficult, because I think that learning how to heal those things and come to a sense of inner peace of all parts of yourself, welcoming all parts of yourself within, even the parts you don't like, is going to be huge. Not banishing anything into shadow. So I think shadow work as well is going to be very, very huge for you in the beginning part of the year because it's going to open up your perspective to be able to make some shifts and moves for yourself that are needed. And to do this deep intuitive work, there needs to be an inner trust and an inner connection within yourself of who you are and of all parts of you. And sometimes a big block between being able to develop these kind of psychic things, if that's something you're looking to do. And I think that that's a big part of who you are, whether you're looking for it or not. A big part of how to do that kind of work and connect into those places and be able to do that kind of work is to accept all of the parts of you that you don't like and all of the parts of you that are hidden in shadow. So shadow work is simply embracing all parts of the self and working through anything within that needs to be worked through. So this could even mean, you know, potentially if you are interested in any kind of therapy, therapy could be very helpful for you this beginning part of the year, this year in general. I mean, take it as it resonates for you. I've seen a therapist many times. It could be very helpful. These kind of tarot readings, you know, that I do are not therapy, obviously, but anyway, that's something that, you know, could be helpful for you, but take that as it resonates. As you move on, though, the second part of the year, you know, the second quarter, I think April, May, June, somewhere around there, you've got the Daughter of Pentacles. So this is the Page of Pentacles in most decks. This is a student energy. This is learning how to have the world around you that you want. So this could be, you know, making some changes in your physical world, maybe moving, maybe starting a new job, maybe you know, learning, going back to school to learn how to do some kind of skill or trade, take it as it resonates. But for some people, I do think there could be this opportunity to change things, even small little things in your life, like moving your space around, you know, shifting your room, shifting the energy, doing spring cleaning, getting rid of a bunch of things in the house that you don't need. I think doing that kind of work is going to help free you to feel like you can move through things. So the second quarter of the year, in the spring, you're going to be doing spring cleaning, right? I really do feel that. And so it'll be an opportunity for you to really kind of let go of things. For some people, I'm just feeling this is very, very few people, but some people might be moving in with a romantic partner. Take it for you. Doesn't have to be. But I think the more that you move through this year, the more that you connect into a feeling of connection with the world around you. This is really grounded energy, learning to come back in. And I think with this High Priestess energy, the intuitive stuff is all really mind and high chakra stuff. Whereas, you know, this is coming back into the earth. So I think that especially if you do this kind of inner journey work too at the beginning of the year, it's going to be really important in the second quarter to do some deep grounding, coming back into the earth, going out into nature, going out into the trees, learning how to do some grounding meditation. You could look into them. Grounding meditation could be really helpful for you in coming back into a sense of groundedness grounded being, grounded self. Now, as you continue to move forward in the third quarter of the year, after the second half of the year, the third quarter, you have the Father of Cups. So this is the King of Cups in most decks. This is about being really emotionally nurturing to the self and to others around you. So you're going to become into a place, especially if you tune into this intuition more, you're going to be very in tune with the emotions of those around you, and you're going to be kind of like a stable rock for people around you and for yourself. So I think especially if you're doing this inner shadow work at the beginning of the year, by the third quarter of the year, you're going to be in such a great place to be able to share compassion, not only with yourself, but it's going to bubble out. All that work you've been doing on yourself is going to bubble out to those around you in a really positive way. And the loved ones and people in your life are going to be really benefiting from you being able to do that inner healing and inner work at the beginning of the year. You'll be able to share that healing with others. And by the end of the year, you have the Eight of Cups, which means walking away from certain things and moving on. So I think by the end of the year, as you do this kind of work, you're going to become ready to be in a place to let go of certain things in your life that you've been holding on to. And it could be, patterns, especially. This could be patterns and things, especially negative self-talk, any of those things. By doing this big transformative inner journey and connecting into spirituality and connecting into the universe and connecting into your guides and all of that kind of stuff, it's going to help you heal these big parts of the self that by the end of the year, you're going to be ready and willing to walk away from those negative patterns that maybe once held you back. And so by the end of the year, if you do this work, there's an if there, but if you decide to do this work, this trajectory is showing that you enter into the end of the year from this healed place, ready to finally move into a new perspective and a new way of doing things and move on from some of these negative patterns that maybe have been holding you back and these negative thought processes. So that's kind of an overview of the year. Let's look at some more themes here with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. We got the Queen of Swords. Let's make sure I can show these. His Strength card, yeah. And the Queen of Cups, wow, lots of Queen's energies as well. The Divine Feminine is very, very huge for you. So even if you're a man or you identify as male, it doesn't really matter. You have the Divine Feminine behind you. And I think this year is going to be all about tapping into your Divine Feminine spirit and really using the Divine Feminine to help you. That's a receptive energy, allowing yourself to receive things, being open to allowing things in, not pushing things, not forcing things to be, but allowing things to come. The more that you can open up to that, even with the Father of Cups here, so much Cups energy, emotions, letting your emotions flow is going to be so huge this year. Really giving yourself the time and the space to do that and really developing this psychic connection. Even doing psychic work, you might be a tarot reader like me, you might be a psychic, you might be a medium, you might be one of those things. And this year might be you really diving into that work and really taking that and giving it to the world. And the more that you do that, the more it's going to open yourself up to this place of being able to share with all of those around you in a really powerful way. Now, with the Queen of Cups here, it really is solidifying to me this message of being in a solid emotional space to give back. So I think by the end of the year here, you're going to be developing your own inner strength within with the Strength card so much that you'll be able to give to those who really need it, and you're going to have the insight and the wherewithal to not give to those who are going to use you either, because you have the Queen of Swords here and that Eight of Cups energy, which is cutting out all the things that don't work. So I think that as you develop this psychic ability and connection, you'll be able to spot from a mile away those people who are just looking to use you, and you won't even feel the need to address those people, right? You'll just walk right away from them. But the right people who need your energy for help, that you want to help, who aren't going to just take from you, but who are going to take a little bit and give a little bit back, and that kind of reciprocal energy, you're going to be able to see those people and find those people really well and be a real rock to help people in need. So I really do think there's a possibility that like doing this as a profession could be something for you as well. This psychic intuitive work, being an intuitive as a profession, could be huge for you in this year. It doesn't have to be. Take it as it resonates. But just being somebody to talk to for people, I think, being an ear for someone and a compassionate face, a compassionate voice for someone, I think is going to be really powerful and really helpful for those around you this year. Now, finally, you have the Queen of Swords. Like I said before, is like being able to cut away things. And also, it can mean having a really clear analytical perspective as well. So don't be afraid, even though you're doing this deep emotional and psychic work, don't be afraid to have a clear analytical thinking either. Use your logic as well this year. Logic is going to be very helpful in helping you navigate what is real and what isn't real for you, right? So doing that kind of work is going to be really huge. All right, we're going to leave you off now with some oracle cards here from the Forest Fae deck. We have Away We Fly, Take the Cloud Roads, Delight in Your Imagination. Yeah, I think you're going to be doing some really, really powerful inner journeying work. Maybe even like astral projection stuff for some people. I don't know. Could be, right? Doing that kind of deep spiritual journeying is going to be huge for you. Maybe some kind of shamanic journeying work, whatever that means to you. I think this year it's going to be really big in doing that. So let yourself go to those places. If you haven't let yourself go to them before, let yourself do it this year. Finally, we have the owl song, Whisper Secrets to the Moonlight, Find Strength in Stillness. Yeah, so maybe, moon energy as well, especially if you're doing intuitive work and you're connecting into spirituality, really connect into the moon phases this year. Really, do that kind of manifestation with the moon energy. I think the more that you can follow the moon phases, the more helpful that's going to be for you. Also, taking that quiet stillness meditation energy is really how you develop that inner voice. So take as much time for stillness as you can, because it's going to be so, so, so helpful to block out the noise and go within as much as you can this year. It's going to be very, very, very helpful for you. So anyway, pile number 3, I'm going to leave you there. I hope that resonates with you. Let me know in the comments what you think. The comments really do help the channel grow. So if you want to leave a comment, I'll comment back. Maybe we can start a discussion. We can talk back and forth. I love that kind of energy. So let's talk, and give this video a like if you liked it. That also helps the algorithm get this video to more people. Feel free to keep watching more. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. The subscriptions help. And if you want a private reading from me, I'm currently offering them through the Patreon, so you can find information about the Patreon in the description. Okay, catch you later, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Hey there, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading for what to expect for 2025. What is coming to you this year? Let's find out. So for you, the main theme for you is the Chariot. So you are marching swiftly towards victory. This is a fast moving year for you, where I think by the end of the year, you're going to be feeling very, very victorious. So I think there's going to be a lot of energy and momentum for you this year. You are catapulting yourself forward. You are moving swiftly and fastly forward into your next phases. And as you do this, as you continue to move quickly into the next phase of life this year, it's going to be bringing in many, many possibilities. I think you're going to have a lot of opportunities this year, and I think you're going to be wanting to chase them. I think you're going to be wanting to follow all of the opportunities that are presenting themselves to you, and taking as much time as possible to allow those opportunities into your life. So follow those opportunities for you this year. It's going to be very, very huge and really beneficial for you. So let's keep looking. We've got some cards to tell us what the main parts of the year are, and then we'll keep going from there. So, first quarter, you have the 8 of Wands. Of course you do. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, second quarter, you have the Hanged Man. Third quarter, you have the 5 of Pentacles. And the last quarter, you have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, interesting. All right, so this is going to be kind of a really intense year for you, I think, potentially. Hopefully in a good way. Interesting though, with that Chariot and the 8 of Wands, this year's coming in fast, and it's kind of a lightning bolt moment where you're moving in fast. The whole year I think is going to be at a big pace, but we'll get to the second part in a minute. But I think the first 3 months, January, March, April, no, January, February, March, they're going to be you really tuning into all of the energy of what you want, all of these inspirations. I think you're going to be deeply inspired and have a lot of ideas and a lot of passion, and you're going to want to channel it into moving. And I think you're going to be catapulting yourself forward on this journey towards something that by the end of the year, I think is going to be, you're really going to start to see results of. Now, what's interesting though is I think it's like this is a spark of imagination. The beginning is the spark of imagination, maybe the beginnings of the journey. The second part of the second quarter of the year, so think April, May, June, somewhere around there, you got the Hanged Man, which is kind of a stuck energy. But what's interesting though about this one though is the Hanged Man, he's stuck there on purpose. He has hung himself there on purpose in order to get spiritual insights. So I think that you're going to be moving at such a fast pace for the beginning of the year that by March you're going to want to take a quick little break. So I think the that springtime you're going to take a little bit of a break to gain more insight. So I think that as you continue to implement your ideas and your thoughts and your patterns into what you're working on, I think by the second quarter of the year, maybe you'll take a step back to kind of see where things are moving, to gauge the direction that you're in. If you're sailing through life, right, you have to adapt the sails to the wind. And so I think maybe in the spring months, you're going to be kind of taking scope of where you are. Think the Three of Wands energy. I'm feeling very Three of Wands here for that as well, which is kind of looking off into the sunset, seeing where you've come from, seeing where you're going, and starting to set sail on the next journey. I think that's what's happening here in this quarter. So you might take a step back in order to gain more insight, but that's just to gain further insight. Now, with the third quarter of the year, you might be feeling a little bit upset here, because we have the Dark Night of the Soul card. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a dark night of the soul period. This could be remembering past difficult situations. So I'm not necessarily predicting you're going to go through a lot of difficulty. Not what I'm saying. But what is interesting about this card is it's this catalyzing of difficult situations into a spiritual connection. So it could mean, that you, like I was saying, this is marching towards victory. This whole year is going to be about catapulting towards your victory. So it's just important to remember on the journey, right, that we have a lot of inspiration at the beginning, we have a lot of momentum, we go for it, and then we start to reach some setbacks, right? So in the third quarter of the year, you might just reach a few setbacks that might be making you think it's all lost when it's not, right? That when in fact those setbacks are actually giving you the opportunity to transform and move forward from a new place. So this any setbacks you reach on this journey, they're going to be there to teach you really, really, really important lessons so that you can implement them into this plan moving forward so that you're going to like that's how you become victorious, right? Is that you when you reach a setback, you keep moving. You keep going forward even if you think that it's all lost, you still have faith and you still do it because once you do that kind of thing, it transforms the whole process and it puts you into the last part of the year where you have this building, this hard work energy building towards the future, creating the thing, making it happen. So I think that it's going to be a very powerful year for you where you're able to make things happen. Even if you reach any kind of setback, just know that you have the strength to continue. And if you stick with it, even though you're in a setback, if you continue to put in the work, if you stick with it, you will see the results. So continue with it. Even if it feels like you've lost it, keep going. It's gonna get there. It's gonna get there. So I think this whole year is going to be this process of manifestation for you. It's going to be the manifestation journey, but you're going to be victorious, right? The whole momentum is there for you. The universe is on your side. This is time for you to do this. So even if you reach any kind of setback, keep moving forward. Keep doing it. You can. So that's kind of an overview of the year, but we're going to look at some more themes for you to get a better idea of what's going on. We got the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, so you got ultimate abundance coming to you this year. This is a deeply abundant, fruitful year. So even if you reach a setback, know that the abundance is here for you. You have the victory card, the Six of Wands. You are going to be victorious, friend. You are making it happen. This year is victorious for you. You're going to make it happen. Even if things don't look right at a certain point in the year, keep going because victory is going to happen this year. This year for you, you're going to have the victory this year. You also have the Six of Pentacles, which talks about balance. It talks about a give and a take. So you might become into a position where you can help others by the end of the year, and you might ask for help from other people this year as well. So putting yourself out there, getting help from other people might be huge for you. Even though, it might feel weird for you to ask for help from other people, do it anyway, right? Because I think you're going to get a lot of help and outside perspectives from other people that could really aid in your journey in a positive way, that might be exactly what you need without realizing. So ask for help, that especially in this moment when you feel down, you feel low, you feel like you've lost, go out and find help from somebody, because they're going to help you turn it around. Even if it's just advice, someone out there is going to help you turn this around so that you can get this victory, because this victory is assured for you this year if you put in the work. If you put in hard work, you're going to see the results. So get out there and do it. You have to be the one to make it happen, but you have all of the tools in your tool belt to do that and to build ultimate abundance for yourself by the end of the year. So you have this ultimate abundance energy for you. So put yourself out there and get out there and make it happen. We got two more cards. Final thoughts for the year. You have the storyteller. Stories are medicine, strengthening and renewing. So you might be a writer. This journey could be writing, storytelling. It doesn't have to be. It could be some kind of art or creative process, but this could just mean the story of your life, right? You are going to be living a story this year. This year is like, this is the manifestation journey. This is like the hero's journey, where you set off, you set sail, you reach a setback, and then you overcome the challenge and you reach the goal, right? So you're imagine that story arc, the classic story arc that stories have to follow, with the introduction, the rising action, the the climax, the falling action, the conclusion, right? That's going to be your year. You have a cut and dry storybook year ahead of you. So go for it, make it happen. Like, really put yourself out there. It's a big adventure for you this year. Finally, you have keep going. Trust in yourself. You have all you need. I don't read these ahead of time. That's incredible. Keep going, right? Keep moving forward. This, like, catapulting, galloping energy. Keep that momentum going. Even if you have to take a break to figure things out, keep the momentum in the back of your mind, because you can do it. Keep moving forward. Keep doing it. This year is going to be your year. You can make it happen. So anyway, pile number 4, I hope that that's helpful. I hope you have an excellent 2025. I'm excited to hear what you think. Let me know in the comments either way. I love hearing from everybody. Give this video a like if you liked it. That helps the algorithm send it to more people. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. That's helpful as well. I love having everybody along with me on this journey. And if you want a private reading from me, I am currently offering them through my Patreon, so you can find information for that in the description section. And that's it for me. I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for tuning in.